everybody, my name is Hope and welcome back to my channel. I like musicals, they're a big part of my life, and today I'm going to be giving you my 2025 Broadway and West End theatre predictions. I know this sounds weird and random, but this is in fact a popular trend. Who would have known? And I'm making some strange, slightly controversial, random predictions for you. And if you agree or disagree or you have any predictions of your own, you can leave them down in the comments below. Now, before I get into this video, remember that you can like this video if you want to like it, subscribe if you feel like it, and follow me on my social medias, which is XWilsonX on Instagram and HopeWilson45 on TikTok and Twitter. But I feel like you guys just want to hear the predictions and I'm ready to give them to you. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so my first 2025 prediction is Jamie Lloyd returns. He has done Romeo and Juliet. He has done Evita. He has done Sunset Boulevard. And I think he's going to come back to the UK and do something else. I don't know what. I feel like it's going to be something that we're not expecting. If it's really rogue, maybe he'll do Cats. Imagine Jamie Lloyd Cats. I could never. But I have this weird feeling he's going to come back and he's going to be better than ever. And it's going to be crazier than ever. This year, I also think we're going to get a new major production of Heathers. Are we surprised? No. No, we're not in this prediction because every year there seems to be a new major production of Heathers. Now, in this bingo card, I am not counting the off-Broadway run that has already been announced. That does not count towards my bingo card because that would be cheating because we already know about it. But I think it will happen. I think after it goes off Broadway, it's gonna go maybe to Broadway if they're feeling really ambitious, but I think it might go on a US tour, and Who Are We Kidding is probably gonna go on another UK tour because people love Heathers. I'm not saying I don't, but we've had like 3 UK tours in like 2 years, so kind of crazy in that regard. I also think that Barry Keoghan, is that how you pronounce it? Keoghan? I heard someone pronounce it Keegan and I know that's not right. That's just kind of criminal. But we know who we're talking about, right? I think he's going to make his West End play debut. I actually saw this in somebody else's bingo card and I was like, this to me makes so much sense. Like the Paul Mescal to Barry Keoghan pipeline in my head is just the same. And Paul Mescal's coming back to the West End, so I think he's also good. I think Barry Keoghan is also going to go to the West End. In what? I have no idea, but I think he's going to come. Don't clip that. I also think that Wicked, the second one, Wicked Part 2, which is called Wicked for Good, is going to rebrand as Wicked Part 2. Number one, because I think calling it Wicked for Good is dumb. I think it's so dumb. Who signed off on that decision? Not because of the title, right? It's because the first one is Wicked Part 1, right? And I know everyone's going to be like, oh, well, actually, it's just called Wicked. I know that. But when the first film opens, the title card, it says Wicked Part 1. It doesn't just say Wicked, it says Wicked Part 1. And therefore, for the second one, it should be Wicked Part 2. So simple, so easy. But no, it's called Wicked for Good. And therefore, I think even if it doesn't rebrand as Wicked Part 2, it should. So that is my humble opinion on that. I also think there's going to be a new TikTok musical. Don't quite know what it's going to be. I hedged my bets on Squid Game because the new series has just come out. No, I've not seen it. It's on my list because I really loved the first one. But I'm a bit of an Alice in Borderland stan, if anyone's seen that show. Low-key think it's better. But I love Squid Game. Don't get me wrong. Love it. Anyway, getting distracted by myself. I think Wicked Part 1. I'm not talking about Wicked right now. I'm talking about Squid Game. I think TikTok loves a new musical. Like Bridgerton musical, a Ratatouille. We loved that. But then we've had like niche things like Dance Moms musical. That was a thing for a bit. Still kind of is. Came up on my For You page the other day. And I just wouldn't put it past someone to make a Squid Game musical. Do I think it would be very good? No, but I think I would be more for it if it was in Korean, because then I think it would probably be quite cool. But it will definitely be in English if there is one, and I think everyone will be getting on board. Some kind of like the red light, green light song people will be singing for days. That's my thoughts. Another thing I think is that Hamilton are going to do like a 10-year celebration thing, because yes, it's been 10 years since Hamilton came out, which is kind of crazy, honestly. And I know they just announced a world tour, and by world tour they're going to America, the UK, Canada, and Australia, which, you know, they are all in the world and they are all around the world, so I guess it's a world tour, but kind of missing two pretty important continents if you ask me. But nonetheless, I think there's going to be some kind of 10-year celebration. Everyone is thinking that the original cast will come back. I don't think that. Maybe for the odd performance on the world tour, I wouldn't be surprised if David made like a featured appearance, maybe Philippa, but like I don't think they'll be staying for the whole engagement of the world tour, if that makes sense. But I do think there'll be a celebration. I think there'll be some kind of concert vibe. Lynn loves a show and I love a Lynn show too, so I would not put it past Hamilton to do one, and then maybe something to do with all the different productions around the country and around the world. Probably my most controversial one on the bingo card, I think that Cabaret on Broadway is going to announce its closure. Now, I have nothing against Cabaret. I was actually talking about the show the other day because the Ukrainian Cabaret is all over my For You page and I'm kind of obsessed. But I think it's going to close. I think the reception to it hasn't been as open as it has here in the UK, and it really hasn't sold quite the same, obviously because the show itself is so expensive. In the States, I don't quite know if it's going to stay open. So I do think it's going to close. And I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but I think it's going to happen. My next one is that Audra McDonald wins the Tony. I don't feel like I need to speak on this one because I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I have seen videos of Audra McDonald and she is amazing. I love her in Gypsy and I will continue to because I think she's great, and she is the most decorated Broadway performer in history for a reason, because she is just so good. So hoping for that 7th Tony for her. Really vying for that. To really flip to the opposite end of the spectrum, really random, I think someone from Dance Moms, speaking of the Dance Moms musical, is gonna make their off-Broadway or Broadway debut. I don't know in what show, I don't know who it will be, but like, I just think someone is gonna make their Broadway or off-Broadway debut. Like, imagine if Jojo Siwa did what Charlie D'Amelio has just done. Like, I can see that happening. Maddie Ziegler, I can see that being her. Do you know what I mean? I can see these things happening. They're just here. Maybe it will happen. I don't know. Now, this next one is me just kind of being hopeful. There's a couple ones where I just put it on there because I want it to happen. And that is, I really would love a new original movie musical. Not a musical that already exists. A new one. Like Greatest Showman, but also not like Greatest Showman at all. I think there is so much potential for a great new movie musical and we'd all be there for it and it would sell great because obviously Wicked is kind of tearing up the town right now. Who wouldn't love a new Wicked? You know, people would love that, including me. So get on it. I also think there's going to be a Sondheim Theatre Massive. And what I mean by this is that there will be 3 or more Sondheim shows on in a city at the same time. We were supposed to have this, like when COVID happened. We were supposed to have so many shows. We were meant to have Into the Woods and Sunday in the Park with George. Never happened. And I was heartbroken. But Here We Are is coming to London this year, and A Little Night Music is rumoured, and then all we need is one more show. And if it was Sweeney Todd or company, I would be up for that. So, you know, Into the Woods 2 could come. I'd love that. It is me being hopeful again, but no pun intended, as I realise I say that, but would love that. That would be great. Sondheim Theatre Massive, please. This was another kind of random one, but I feel like some show that opens this year is going to use AI for their musical, and people are going to find out about it and people are going to be mad. Obviously because it's taking away people's jobs and we don't like that. That's really sad. But I'm waiting. It's got to happen sometime. Somebody's going to do it and they're going to take the fall, and then no one's going to do it after that. But it just makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. So I'm waiting for it to happen. In lieu of things getting like cancelled, I think there'll be a Broadway actor that gets cancelled. There's always one every year. And it's always something to do with politics, but let's be honest, if it's not about politics, it'll be about something else. Someone's getting cancelled. Will it be you? Hopefully not. I'm hoping for 2025 you'll be okay, as I hope I will be okay. Because people love to cancel things, and who knows, maybe this year I'll be a Broadway actor. Let's put that out into the universe, why not? Even though I'm still very, very much at university. I also think there's going to be a Carousel reimagination, like like the Oklahoma reimagination that we had, but Carousel, where they like take out all the really dodgy stuff, a la the misogyny and abuse, and fill it with something else. I don't know what, but I feel like Oklahoma and Carousel really aren't that different, and it would be very easy to do a reimagination of Carousel, you know? And also, I really do like Carousel, so I wouldn't be complaining. A couple of casting ones, I think Jeremy Jordan is going to be in the West End production of Gatsby. He leaves Broadway Gatsby this month in January of 2025. 2025, disgusting. Anyway, and I think he's going to come over here. Obviously, in February, we're getting all the OG cast of Hadestown coming here, so it's not like he could get the plane with Ava, you don't know. Gatsby comes in April. And I also think that Renee Rapp is going to make her Broadway return. I don't think she's back for good. I think she's going to come back maybe for like a 3-week engagement in something. You know, maybe she comes to Mean Girls for a bit. I don't know. I just think that might happen. I think we'd welcome her back with open arms, you know? I also think Moulin Rouge is going to do a stunt cast, and I know Moulin Rouge already stunt cast, but I think they're going to stunt cast Satine and Christian, maybe. I don't really know who they would cast, whether it be like anyone, but I feel like Moulin Rouge need to switch it up a bit, and they always stunt cast, I don't know what his name is, but like the conductor person, the ringmaster, I don't know his name, I've never seen the show. I think they might switch it up and stunt cast Christian and Satine in some production, because it just wouldn't surprise me. I also think that Nicole Scherzinger is going to get into some kind of scandal. Like, she's done it once, she'll do it again. Do you know what I mean? And it's going to affect her in the Sunset revival. As I said, I think Audra will win the Tony, and so I don't think Nicole Scherzinger will win the Tony, but I feel like whatever this thing is that's gonna happen is gonna impact her run, and she'll maybe like postpone her run or whatever, but it's actually so that she can get nominated for something else. I don't know what it's gonna be. Like I said, I'm not sure, but that's the thought. That is the thought process. It could be many things, you know? She could get cancelled for many things. I think there will be a jukebox musical, either revival or premiere, whether that be like Jagged Little Pill as like a premiere or 9 to 5 as a revival possibly. I feel like when it comes to jukeboxes, all the ones on at the moment are either lacking or not selling. And I feel like if you're gonna get a jukebox musical to come back, it has to be one that will sell. And I personally feel like musicals like Jagged Little Pill and 9 to 5 will sell. Hence why I use them as my examples. And just kind of going back, I think we are getting a Hadestown Pro Shot. That is also on my bingo card. Everyone's been saying it, and so I thought this feels like a free space if we do get one, because everybody's been saying it. And it wouldn't surprise me either, you know? Like, I feel like if we were gonna get a Hadestown Pro Shot, it would be now. With the original cast coming back to London. Okay, my final four. Number 1 of 4. I think The Notebook will announce a West End run. I think with everything going on with Joy Wood and Loving Her, maybe once she gets done with Gypsy, she's going to come over and she's going to do The Notebook here. I feel like it would bring people in. I feel like The Notebook is a good choice for an adaptation to sell tickets. I think it makes sense. And also, number 2 of 4, I think Joy Woods is going to go into her success era. I think she's going to be booked and blessed. I think maybe she'll go into either the acting route or the singing route. Either way, I think she's going to be living her best booked and blessed life. Also on my bingo card predictions. My last 2. Number 1, I'll go with theoretically the less controversial one first. I think Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster are going to break up. People are saying they're not confirmed that they're together. It's confirmed that they're together, guys. They've been together for a while. They both left their partners of like a long time to be with each other. And if it's that messy, I think it's going to be just as messy a breakup. I just don't see it lasting. And I'm not preying on their downfall. I'm not doing it. But if it helps me get bingo, is it so bad? That was mean. I'm sorry, Hugh and Sutton, because you'll definitely be watching this, but I don't really give you my best unless you stay together and I somehow meet you much later down the line. Otherwise, hope you're doing great. Okay, my last one, which some people are probably not gonna like. I think Wicked's getting snubbed at the Oscars. I do. I think it's getting snubbed. I don't think it's winning. I don't think it's gonna do as well as people think it's gonna do. I could also be very wrong, as these award shows, you never know. But as we know, women in not only musical theatre, but in film, overlooked a lot. So it would not surprise me if it was like John M. Chu wins for direction, they win for screenplay, and then they don't win for anything else. I'm not saying that that should happen, but I'm saying that's what I think is going to happen. And you can hate me all you want, but that's what I think. So that is my 2025 theatre bingo card predictions video. This is all of them together, just for a little review. I think everything on there is fair and plausible. Some more plausible than others, but I don't think anything on there is 100% confirmed, and therefore I feel like it's a good bingo card because it really just proves that anything can happen in the world of theatre. And so I'm hoping that they all happen, well, maybe not all of them, but most of them, because a lot of them were good. Some of them were not good, but everyone needs a little drama in their lives, you know what I mean? But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Leave your predictions down below, and you can also subscribe and comment and do other fun stuff down below too. Follow me at all my social medias. Keep enjoying musical as much as me, and I'll see you in the next one.